Last night, NC State men's basketball took the floor, hosted Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, won 82-70. Jaden Taylor scored 22. There was a little bit of it's closer than you'd like feel to that game, but a win is a win. They're 3-0. They're building off of last year. The confidence is high. The NC State Wolfpack or basketball, Kevin Keatts, woo! I watched the game. There is something glaring about this team, and it was bubbling through their first two games, and then last night through kind of impact or things that impacted the game that are slightly out of their control, it jumped all the way to the front. Michael O'Connell's foul trouble early exposed something, right? First half in that game, it was 35-33. It was close. It looked like two teams that were equal between Coastal and NC State, which is not what they are. NC State's a much more talented team. But Michael O'Connell picked up two quick fouls, headed to the bench for most of the first half, and it became a slow, laboring, difficult, looked like they were wearing ankle weights half for NC State. Now, because they're playing Coastal, they still had the lead, but it was close. It was 35-33 at half. Then Michael O'Connell comes out and he starts the second half, and what happens? They go on a 10-0 run right away, put Coastal at arm's distance, keep them there for the rest of the game, and it just had a different vibe. It looked then like it should have, which is one team was significantly better than the other. Now, part of this is just a compliment to O'Connell, right? Part of this is just halfway through last year, they figured out that O'Connell should not be coming off the bench. He should be the one kind of piloting the offense, and it changed a lot for him. So part of it is just O'Connell on the court, good. But the struggle is also a hidden benefit. Kevin Keatts, the head coach of NC State, just had the check engine light come on. Now, there's two things you can do when the check engine light comes on. Right, yeah, and by the way, I'm just the check engine light. I'm not talking. You don't hear like kunk. You're not. The car doesn't jerk to a stop. Like just the check engine light comes on, but everything else seems okay.
The engine's not overheating like it was at the end of last season.
Yeah, there's no smoke coming out of the hood. Just the check engine light came on. Right, you could because you won, because you're 3-0, because you don't play. If you look at NC State's schedule, we were talking about this off air.
You haven't played Kansas.
You play Colgate next. You play William & Mary after that. You have essentially 2 weeks till you play Purdue. You could just kind of go, we're good.
That's the tune-up game.
We're good. Right? We're hanging out. You could keep driving the car because it's not making any funny noises. You don't smell anything burning. You're just going to keep driving because it seems okay. You can ignore it. A lot of people do it. But you know what's probably the best thing to do, right? Take it into the shop right now, get it fixed, because if you don't, it could come back to bite you in a big way. Might not. Might just be your indicator light is broken. Might be something very foolish. You're out of windshield wiper fluid. Might be nothing, but it might be something.
But I think right now for NC State, and obviously nobody's going to replace DJ Horn, like go out there and get me a bucket, but they need a go-to guy right now in the mix of all these transfers that they brought in.
I agree with you. Jaden Taylor had a good day yesterday, so I want to be clear on that. Matter of fact, let's play the clip. Kevin Keatts was asked, does the team need Jaden Taylor to lead the charge?
No, I don't. I think we're going to have a group that on any given night that you might have Marcus Hill with 18, you might have Brandon with 18, you might have someone else, but I think JT played well tonight and the other night, but I don't think this group needs him to have the DJ Horn role. I think we got a lot of guys that are all going to be anywhere from 12 to 15 points a game, just depending on the night and the opponent.
That's an interesting way to think about it, and it brings me back to my original point about O'Connell. The offense was better when he was out there. He scored 5 points. He took 3 shots. Right? He's not the guy, but he's unlocking things. The challenge now for Kevin Keatts, or the mechanic, if you will, in our little check engine light scenario, is what happens if O'Connell can't be there as a calming presence, as a leader initiating the offense, getting everyone else to be more efficient? What do you do if you're in a big game and he picks up 2 quick fouls? What do you do if you're in the ACC tournament and he sprains his thumb? What do you do if there's something that takes him out of the game? Who can step into that role? Does Jaden Taylor, when Michael O'Connell is on the bench, go from I need to hunt for buckets, I'm going to take 15 shots like he did last night, to all right, now I have to get everybody else involved. Let me put on my pass first point guard hat. Like, what is it? Can you trust a youngster? Is it more minutes for somebody like Breon Pass, who seems to be a bit of a gunner, but he's at least a veteran out there on the perimeter?
Or Trey Parker, who was had a surprise, not surprisingly, but starting to hit his stride a little bit.
Very good day for the freshman. But also his very good day was like 20 minutes on the court, 13 points. If Michael O'Connell goes down, can you look at him and say, hey, listen, it's not important for you to get the 13 points right now. I need you to get the offense started because that's what O'Connell does. Now, the next step to that, it's the same thing for the other returnees, right? I've talked about these three musketeers a lot: O'Connell, Taylor, Middlebrooks. They are guys that were main kind of characters, right? At least the core group of characters for the run last year. If Michael O'Connell misses time, we saw last night, they're going to have to figure out a way to deal with that. What if Jaden Taylor misses time? What's the plan there? What if Middlebrooks gets in foul trouble? What's the plan there? You need to have those ideas. Right now, it's not a big deal because you haven't really been tested by your non-conference schedule as of yet. By the time you hit that Purdue game 14 days from now, you better have a plan, because it goes Purdue, followed up by Texas, followed up by your ACC schedule. Florida State there. There's Kansas, number 1 in the country, 2 games after that. It is real the moment that Purdue game starts. So don't wait till then to go, oh, yeah, we've been driving around with this check engine light. We probably should have got that looked at back when we had time.
And you have the expectation of the fan base to get back to where you were last season. I know it's way too early to be talking about that, but I mean, Kevin Keatts or Jaden Taylor during the offseason at Media Day said, pressure is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It means that there's pride in the program. And so you want to give the fan base some comfortability knowing that in a time of need, you're going to have a guy like a Casey Morcell that's going to come up with a clutch shot, Michael O'Connell against Virginia, or somebody that put the ball in their hands top of the key, they're going to finish at the basket.
I think they're looking towards Jaden Taylor to be that. I think, even though Coach didn't say that. But of course, what is he going to say? Like, yeah, he's going to be our leading scorer. Like, you don't want to set those expectations. I think they're looking towards him to do that. It's maybe every other role that still needs to be defined. O'Connell's the quarterback. Jaden Taylor's the high scorer. Call him the diva wide receiver, right? The give me the ball. Every other role outside of that, I think, is still in development.
I don't know if they're looking for Ben Middlebrooks to be their three-point shooter.
Probably not. But hey, if you're going to make them, let it fly, big fella.